Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
Welcome to What's on Tap podcast. I'm
your host, Martin.
and we're back with some beer reviews.
We're back, and today I'm giving Stefan a treat.
You brought two exciting beers from different parts of Europe. It is a sport of European beers.
Yes, and one of them I think we're going to try is a brewery I heard you mention the name of.
S43.
Yes.
A couple of weeks back, we'll say probably 4 or 5 weeks back, there was a release of 3 or 4 different S43 beers, along with a couple of other breweries I've never tried before that I thought sounded really interesting and a promise. And so when I brought them up, you're like, oh, I have their beer. Ooh, exciting. And you did.
Yes. Or rather, you mentioned I bought it, and then I was like,
oh, you
I bought
teased.
the treat. So it's a...
You know the way to my heart and my pants.
Oh, it is absolutely, definitely 100% beer. This is a triple A. Mm-hmm. It's called Threefold by S43 Brewer. It's a New Zealand triple IPA, clocking in at 10% ABV. Mm-hmm. It's Riwaka, Nelson, Waiti, Motueka, Moutere and Ekuanot hops.
All of the...
Then it says a lot of malts and yeasts, so we're not interested. And it's very fresh, actually.
Yes. It smells really tropical.
It's about a month from canning.
Perfect.
Yes.
For me, that's a sweet spot. I had a triple IPA from a brewery in the U.S., and I think it was really fresh. It was just so much raw hops, you couldn't drink it.
It was too green, yeah.
It was so green, it was painful to drink, and it just tasted raw and bitter and gross. So I was thinking, if this had been like another 4 weeks on can, maybe even 6, I mean, it was so raw. I think it probably would have been pretty good, but it was tough.
So let's hope this one is in the sweet spot.
Yes, I think it
looks in the Goldilocks zone.
It does look like, color and texture-wise, it does look in that Goldilocks zone.
It looks thick, rich, and murky. Mm-hmm. It doesn't smell that much.
For me, I get a lot of tropics on the nose. Like a fresh tropical ocean breeze of melon salad or something.
Melon salad?
Cheers.
Cheers.
10%, little bit of booziness on there.
Yep.
But you get a lot of like tropical fruits and melon and
quite rich and creamy.
Papaya. There's a richness to it. It's got a little bit of a bitter finish to it, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
This is the 10% ABV where I think you're aware of it. You don't want to. You want to sip this. You don't want to just like drink it too fast.
Exactly.
Because I think it would be overwhelming.
It's not that deceptive.
No.
It's quite up in front with drink it slow.
Yeah. Which I think works for this beer. I think this is one of those instances where they've done a really nice balance on the flavor profile and the water texture, that you have this nice pillowy creaminess in the mouthfeel. You get the tropical fruits on the nose, on the tongue, and the palate, and then the aftertaste is just a bit of this boozy alcohol kind of heat to it, which makes you go, oh, yeah, I can't just pound this.
I kind of like that in a triple IPA because it goes hand in hand with the bitterness. Mm-hmm. In most of the double or triple IPAs where the alcohol is very hidden, it goes hand in hand with the after bitterness being subdued or less prevalent.
Yeah.
So I really think that those two, if you lose one, you kind of lose the other.
Yeah, and this isn't, a lot of times that alcohol burn can be quite off-putting.
Yeah. But
in this, I actually think it enhances the beer, which I can't say I've had very often. I really feel like it makes me just want to be like, wow, I need to try more from S43. they're doing something right.
I think this is the first beer I've ever had from them.
I know it's the first beer I've ever had from them.
I only sought them out because you mentioned it.
Winner for me.
Yeah. You should mention more breweries.
I know. I think this is just an all-around solid triple IPA.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a 4.25 for me.
I'm actually going to give it a 4.5.
Nice.
Yeah.
That makes me really happy.
Yeah. They've done a couple of things, I think, that are really tricky to do, and they've really pulled it off, which, like I said, makes me very interested in what they can do and other beers that we should definitely try.
That's the point of yours and my beer friendship. I mean, we have a separate friendship on the side of our beer friendship. But in the beer friendship, when I bring you stuff, I want to impress you. I want you to only give 5s to every beer I ever open.
I know, I'm the same way. So if I'm bringing you something, I'm like, oh, I really hope this is good. I really want Martin's approval. And it's like when it's not working, I'm like, oh, stupid brewery.
And that brings us actually to the next beer, where I'm afraid that it won't live up to the potential.
This is from Browar Monsters,
a Polish brewery.
Yep, it is called Willy Coconut, and they've opted for a Willy Wonka-esque font.
The letters even have little Willy Wonka hats on them.
They do, and this is made with this is a turbo milk stout, coming in at 9%. ABV with coconut nibs, tonka beans, and coffee and coconut with a 24-degree Plato.
Yes, and we're not the biggest tonka bean fans.
Yeah, that's true. And smelling this, I had to do a double take on the can because I get a lot of cinnamon off of this nose.
I get cinnamon and dried coffee powder. No, not dried coffee powder, dried cocoa powder.
Yeah, cinnamon, cocoa powder, little bit of coconut in there.
Might be the tonka beans that are fooling us with the cinnamon.
But there's a lot of like dry cocoa powder and cinnamon. Just a little bit.
The aroma is so dry with all these powdery aromas.
Really roast coffee on this.
I'm scared for this one.
Me too. Cheers.
It's a thick, dark color, and the foam is quite nice.
Pleasant. It's a milk stout. What you call imperial milk stout because it's 9%. Milk stout are 6 or 4.5 to 6, I think.
Yeah,
really. I think it keeps that light mouthfeel of a milk stout in there.
It does.
Which makes it really light and very easy to drink.
It's not very oily. Other pastry stouts at the 9-11% area are often quite oily.
The aftertaste is sweet, rich. I don't really get the coconut so much.
No, very little.
And the coffee is very, very light. It's almost like a coffee with cream.
Yeah,
kind of
I was
flavor.
going to say this is like a latte.
Yeah, it's kind of like a latte.
Where you don't get that. I drink my coffee completely black.
Mm-hmm.
I would
like a good Swede.
Yes. So a latte for me is not a coffee. It's somewhere around a dessert.
I can see that. Like a cappuccino is kind of the same thing.
That's also milk in, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not a big coffee connoisseur.
I understand.
This is in that category where this is a coffee dessert. It's like when you mix coffee with vanilla ice cream and you get some kind of weird...
It's called an affogato.
Is that an affogato?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
It's espresso over vanilla ice cream.
Oh, I'm learning so much.
It is. You're right. It does taste like an affogato. Or if you ever get one of those coffee hard, like Werther's Original hard candies, but coffee flavored, coffee milk flavored. Which I think are kind of tasty.
Okay.
It kind of tastes like that. It is this coffee milk flavor. I mean, if they would call this a tiramisu beer,
I would
also be like, it is exactly a tiramisu.
That's actually a very good tasting note. It's kind of tiramisu-ish.
Mm-hmm. I think because the mouthfeel is so light and a little, we'll say, effervescent.
Mm-hmm. That's a bingo.
It is. I think it makes it extremely drinkable and extremely palatable. Because this could have been a whole hell of a mess.
It actually could have been a complete disaster.
Yeah.
I brought it mostly because it sounded fun. I recently bought a large shipment of Polish beers. Mm-hmm. I found a new website, all in Polish. Ordered all in Polish, paid all in Polish. I apparently subscribed to their newsletter. I get Polish newsletters. I have no idea what they said, but I bought a large number of beers. We've had a lot of them already. We tried cheaper beers, but I saved the more expensive ones for moments like this, and this was one of them. This was probably in the €10 segment.
Yeah,
which
when
we compare to our crazier beer friends, that's the cheapest beer that there ever was.
Yep.
But when it came to this Polish web shop, it was definitely in the higher.
I would say it's probably one of the most expensive beers on the site.
Because most of those double IPAs and stouts were €3 or something like that. But I'm glad it wasn't a disaster.
Me too.
I can't give it higher than a 4 though.
I am there with you. I think this is a solid 4.
Yeah. Which is not bad. I mean, that's a win in my book, based on the prerequisites.
A 4 is always a drinker. I think I should maybe even buy this again just to share with friends, because I think it's interesting enough and palatable enough that I think you would want to have the experience again with other people to see how they enjoy the beer. Where I think the S43, while I really enjoy it, I think it's a very good beer, and I think there's a lot of potential for the brewery. I don't know that I feel like I need to go back to it again.
No, and I wouldn't give the S43 Threefold to a beer novice. Mm-hmm. They would go, "Oh, this is kind of."
They'd be like, "Oh, that's boozy as hell."
Yes, we love these fruity. We love this kind of IPAs, so it's a safe bet for us.
Yeah, but but the Willy Coconut would be a fun after dinner beer with a group of people that aren't maybe real hard beer drinkers, but just want to try something different. And it's light, it's sweet, it's got some interesting flavors going on, it's got a really nice nose. Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Two winning beers. Super impressed.
Whenever I give you something that you give 4.5 or higher, I get a warm, fuzzy feeling. It was good. I might actually increase it now that I'm drinking more and more of it after the Willy Coconut.
Yeah, no, I think it's the S43, the Threefold, has opened up a little bit. Some of that alcohol booziness is burned off a little. It's a little bit sweeter. It's a little more rounded.
I agree that it could be because of the air it's gotten. But I also think it's because we're drinking it right after the much sweeter Willy Coconut.
But see, I would think that would make the alcohol part boost a little bit more.
You think so?
Because the Willy Coconut doesn't have an alcohol burn to it at all. Yes. There's only 1 degree difference in the ABV on this. 1% difference.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Okay. Good episode, man.
Whenever I say... You're probably right, Stefan. He decides to end the episode.
Yep. Well, there's no more to say.
He always gets the last word.
I'm right. I'm glad we both agree. You can find us online at what'sontappodcast.com, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes.
Friendster.
Always on Friendster. The newly relaunched MySpace.
Is it relaunched?
Well, it relaunched years ago. I think it died again. For every Dogecoin purchase, you get 10 episodes of What's on Tap podcast.
Wow,
I know. It's why so many people are buying Dogecoins.
Yeah, of course.
They want those free episodes that are already free.
They want them to be super free.
They want them to be extra free.
So until next time,
keep drinking your dub-dubs.